Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to J is for Justice podcast. I am your host, Jay, and I have a couple guests with me. I've got Potato and HJ.
Hello.
Hey guys. So we're all kind of tongue-tied and a little shook at this news of the arrest in the Idaho 4 case. We're going to go over some things that we found, which is highly disturbing.
Very.
I mean, this is just like not what we expected at all. I know everybody's in the same boat. Like, who is this guy? Where does he come from? Why?
Totally blindsided by this one.
Completely blindsided. Hold on, I'm just trying to get. Let's get this up here. We've got some stuff from Reddit. And welcome to chat, by the way, you guys. I don't have chat pulled up at the moment. So I will be going. I know you guys are finding all kinds of stuff. I know you guys probably have a lot you want to, get across to us. And we will get to your comments. But let's get through this information because we only have an hour until the press conference. So I want to get through some of this and talk it through because it is very... It's very like just shook. I'm shooketh, right? So we have a Reddit post from criminology_student who happens to be Brian. We got Brian Koberger. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Brian Koberger. All right. So we have this post where he put this questionnaire up, and I want to go through the questions because it's almost like he did his own experiment or something. And he posted this link, and now the thing is gone. The questionnaire is gone. But we had some lovely people send some screenshots. So it says research, and this is from 212 days ago, which was when, HJ? Did we figure? 7 months?
Yes, 7 months ago.
Okay, so it says, and this is just absolutely nuts. My name is Brian, and I am inviting you to participate in a research project that seeks to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. In particular, this study seeks to understand the story behind your most recent criminal offense with an emphasis on your thoughts and feelings throughout your experience. In the event that your most recent offense was not one that led to a conviction, you still may participate. Additional surveys are included after the open-ended section as to understand your unique traits. So he's interested in the psychological aspect of what people are thinking as they move through a crime, committing a crime. So it says you have to be 18 or older, And then it says, if you have any questions about this research, you may contact the research team via email. And it's his, correct?
Yeah, there was a couple. Yeah.
So here's the first page of questions. Were you under the influence of drugs or alcohol? Were you experiencing issues with your family? Were you affiliated with a gang? Was this your first offense? And did you struggle or fight with the victim? Did you prepare for the crime before leaving your home? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling at this point. I wonder if this guy has some kind of a journal.
Oh.
After arriving, and these aren't in any specific order, after arriving, what steps did you take prior to locating the victim or target, i.e. person or object? Please detail your thoughts and feelings. Why did you choose that victim or target over others? Before making your move, how did you approach the victim or target? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling. I think this sicko wanted to feel what a murderer feels.
Yeah. I mean, he was clearly interested in all this kind of stuff, and it was obviously
Obsessed.
carried out his fantasy and wanted to experience what he's thinking and feeling when he does it. Like, it's so creepy that these questions are in this.
Yes, obsessed. It's like, think of Jeff Dahmer in the, like, he's obsessed with like the physical, you know, the organs and the anatomy of the body, right?
Mhm.
But this dude is more interested in the psychological, the feelings, the emotions, what made this person tick, what
Yeah.
problems were they having in their life, who were the problems with.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to know why. What led to this.
Absolutely. Why? Craziness. Okay. Next one. How did you accomplish your goal? Please explain what you were thinking and feeling. So he's under the like understanding that a murderer would have this, that it would be a goal.
Mhm.
It's an interesting way of wording that. How did you accomplish your goal?
Yeah, like, you had this thought in mind of what you want to do, like, how did you go about doing it?
But to call it a goal, like usually a
Mhm.
goal is like, I want to graduate from college.
Yeah.
A goal is, you know, I want to be a successful journalist. But a murder in this man's mind could be a goal,
Committing a crime is a goal to him.
is a goal. And usually a goal is like a positive thing.
Mm.
And that's why I'm just kind of tripped up by the word goal. Like, before leaving, is there anything else you did? Like what? Shower? Clean up?
Yeah.
Lock up a dog? I don't know. How did you leave the scene?
In a white
Af-
Hyundai.
After committing the crime, what were you thinking and feeling? I guess we could ask him that now.
Mhm.
Mm.
Like, he could, like, literally, an investigator could sit there and ask him all these questions.
Yeah.
It's like his own interrogation. So apparently he posted this to like Prison Life, Prison Talk. He said he was looking for ex-cons to answer these questions, things like that. So I wanted to get through that. Now let's discuss what we know as of late. So we know the white Hyundai was found in Pennsylvania. Right?
Yep.
What else do we know? What else is fact? So we know the car, he drove it across the country, which is crazy. So how long do you guys think that it took him to drive from Idaho to Pennsylvania? Do you think he left right away?
I think so. I think he probably
See?
did. If that was his aim, like, to get back to Pennsylvania, I think he would have just gone straight away.
I wonder if
Mhm.
anyone noticed him missing between the Thanksgiving break and Christmas break. If he was in classes or
Right.
where was he?
I want to address Mike Dees. He said, I told y'all it was going to be a random, I don't know what that means, incel psychopath. Y'all kept coming up with silly little theories, just like y'all do with every other case. Y'all owe some people some apologies. First of all, Mike Dees, you love coming in here and criticizing me. We've established that, okay? And your name now is D's Nuts. So D's Nuts, I don't know what your deal is, but we do come up with theories. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you do with every case, isn't it?
Why-
I mean, you try
Right.
and figure out what's happening. We all do it.
Yeah.
Everyone's having the same thoughts about what could have happened and who it could have been and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. I haven't crucified anyone. We've had discussions. So okay. Chocolate milk. The car was his. CNN reported that DNA found at scene matches his DNA. FBI had him under surveillance for 4 days. While Moscow, wow, is that new on CNN? Let's see. Hey, Megan. And hey, Heathen. Hey, Christina.
Oh,
Who
that's why
else?
they're turning blue. You're highlighting them.
Oh, you can see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm highlighting the members. Olive Juice, Audra, Christina, Leo. Okay, so do we know the connection yet? No, I don't think so. I mean, he lives 10 minutes away. Let's show you guys where he lives. Let me pull it up.
Stepfoot, right? Is that what it was?
Stepfoot Apartments or Steptoe.
Steptoe.
Stepfoot.
Well, I
Stepfoot.
knew.
Steptoe. It's the same body part. I mean,
It's close enough.
damn. It's definitely close enough. Okay, let's see. So we're going to show you guys the apartments, and it's roughly 10 miles from 1122. But why didn't it pull up the map? Steptoe. There we go. Oh, it's pulling it up in Safari, isn't it? Google
Torture
Chrome
your
is...
poor dangly man.
I know. Let's get the dangly guy dangling over to Steptoe Apartments. Here we go. So 21-minute drive. He goes to a different college. So he's getting his PhD from Washington State University at Pullman. Okay. And then here's Pullman. And here's King Road. So not exactly close. I mean, not far, but not as close as I would have thought.
No, it's not like on their doorstep.
Mm-mm. I thought maybe it was someone who, was calling on the noise complaints at first. But he's way too far. So do we think that he was Kaylee's stalker?
He could be.
Possible.
Maybe he works in that town.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's only 10 miles. So, and you read, was it you, HJ, that read that University of Idaho students go to Pullman and Pullman Washington State University students go to Moscow?
Yeah, it said it was a pretty frequent thing. Yeah, it said they do that frequently. Students go between the two.
Wait, Gypsy Soul Pours. What? What's his sister's name? Because we found his sister out in
PA.
Yeah.
Hey, Maligator. Hey, Heather Bratt. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Melissa B. Phoenix Rising. Jay, could he be the tall guy in all black in the shadows of the food truck video? See, and I didn't pay attention to those guys. But the one, you mean the guy for donuts? For donuts.
What?
Do you know what I'm talking about? For donuts.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
I got to get some people up here, guys, that like my sense of humor. Because they know. I'm like, do you remember that? They're like, yeah, we remember it, Jay. It's just not fucking funny. I love you guys. I wouldn't
In
have
my
any
defense, I was reading the chat.
Yeah, sure.
Mallory.
You know?
Mallory, where did thing just go? Oh, he followed them both on Insta. I think those are fake profiles.
Yeah,
Those were starting to pop up like right after.
Yeah,
they saw them popping up in real time.
Yeah, when we first looked for him, he didn't have those Instagram profiles, and then all of a sudden there was loads, and they all said new on them, and then they were following Kaylee and Maddie, so they weren't real.
Trolls.
Yeah.
He doesn't have much of a presence online.
No, he really doesn't.
All right, where's my enhanced Grubhub shiz? Is this it? Why does it say Leilani Simon faces? Dude, no wonder this isn't getting any views. The thumbnail doesn't match the title.
What?
What?
Huh?
Yeah, look at the title. Oh, look. It says Leilani Simon faces 19, and it's the Grubhub.
Oh.
Oh. That video.
How did that happen?
Who knows?
Angel, he is on Reddit. We'll talk about that. But
Yeah.
that's
Okay, who would be? You mean the donuts? For donuts? Would it be towards the end? I can't with big guy in a little coat.
Big guy in a little coat.
You know, it's hard to say if that guy is anybody in this video just because we've only seen like headshots. We don't know how tall he is. We don't. He kind of looks skinny, but
yeah, it wasn't in. Hold on, let me find his thing again. His
I'm gonna mute that. I'll just let it roll.
booking info.
So the weird thing
think it had
is,
a
can
height.
we talk about the other stabbings that they said was not?
Yeah.
Hey, Shell.
Yeah.
CR, thank you so much. Oh no, I'm watching an old stream. Jesus Christ. I gotta stop doing that.
I was like, Shell's here? When?
Yeah, no,
No,
I can't see.
I do that all the time. What was I saying?
The other murders.
Oh yes, the other murders. One was in Bend. No, not Bend. What is it? Salem, Oregon. Salem,
yes.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Double stabber. Salem, Oregon. Double stabbing in Pullman, Washington. Right where he went.
Yeah.
Right where he lived.
So weird.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go through chat and Judy told Mike D's nuts. If you don't like my family, go to somewhere else. Christina, we are too. Mallory, he followed them both. Yeah, but it's not them. Megan says she knows people that have gone to both schools. They all party together. This guy does not, I don't take him as a party guy. So I'm wondering where he falls into this. Brian Freeze. He was at the house acting like a monster behind the girls in the house.
What? Who was? Brian?
Cousin Tracy says neither sister lived or lives in Idaho.
Nope.
So that must be horrible rumor mill. Okay, Phoenix Rising. He has on white gloves, black hoodie, and pants. What are you?
What?
So you know how we were talking about earlier, how if the police had his fingerprints or DNA and all of that, and I discovered that he was a security guard. Well, in the state of Pennsylvania, in order to be a security guard, you have to provide 2 photos, letters of character, certified proof of criminal background check, and a fingerprint card.
Oh.
They already had his fingerprints.
Yeah.
And that has to be mailed to the Pennsylvania State Police.
Okay, so, oh my gosh, can you guys block that girls 18?
Oh, I already did.
It is blocked.
Oh, okay. It doesn't go away
goes up
on this end, I guess.
Yeah.
Mallory, no way. You're 20 minutes from Romeo. You're in the Macomb County. Another YouTuber posted a disturbing post on 4chan that claimed awful things they did to Kaylee. Who's they? Emily is the sister of Jason Elkins, not Brian Kohlberger. Yeah, Emily's not related to this dude. Emily is in Mexico. Ash Riel, that's a good question. I wonder if they found the knife at his house. I just don't see this dude partying with them.
No, I don't think so either.
He looks like a nerd.
And plus, he was a lot older than them as well.
Yeah.
Was he in a fraternity? Was he in the other, when he was an undergraduate? He was, right?
No, that ended up being an honor society for majors in the field of psychology.
Oh, okay.
I thought
Alyssa
it
Noah.
was.
Yes, that is a drinking game. That's why they had zip ties on. So
Mhm.
they've got this guy's house surrounded. They're in Idaho. Oh, look at this. I can't lie. I haven't been on 4chan. I think I went on there once.
You can never trust what's on 4chan.
Mm-mm.
Where did this come from? Chocolate milk? They're already talking to his high school friends?
Hmm.
What
Remember,
reporters?
I said I wonder if he had multiple personalities.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, his apartment's in Pullman, Washington. That's right. Not Idaho. My
Yeah.
bad. But it's close. I mean, it's right there on the line, right?
Yep.
All right. So what else do we have to go over?
Um,
Let's see this.
the police
Ew.
did seize the Hyundai Elantra from the house that he was arrested at.
Mhm.
Yes. So yeah, like I said, he drove. Okay, here's a picture of his apartment in Pullman. He drove that damn car across the country. So the question is it his? Because we found, or Maligator found, I should say, Maligator sent me that the on has been verified. It's actually, what was it? What kind of car? Kia?
Yeah.
Kia,
I think it was a
yeah,
Kia.
Kia Forte, I think you said.
Kia Forte, yeah. All right, so let's take a look at this, what we've got in Slack. We've got a bunch of stuff we've been throwing in Slack, and we're like, we'll go through it as we go. I think. I just can't wait for this press conference, to be honest.
I know.
So the morning call had a had an article, and they were quoted as saying that he was described as a little awkward with peers. He worked alone and has always been strange.
He may have frequented the corner bar. Well, I mean, one of his questions was, were you under the influence of alcohol?
Yes.
So did he drink? I mean, a lot of people with mental illness do drink
Mhm.
and do drugs. It's like a self-medication type thing. I just don't know how that works with like criminal justice and like, I mean, nowadays it's probably a lot different, but like any medications you're on, like they would know that, right?
Yeah.
So there's the apartment at Steptoe Village Apartments, and we don't know if he has a roommate or anything like that yet,
Yeah.
right?
I think those were on campus, and if they're on campus and he was a doctoral candidate, I would think he would not have a roommate, but doesn't mean anything.
I wonder if the murder weapon was in his apartment.
He could have got rid of that at any point, though, like in that drive from back to Pennsylvania.
You know what I'm curious to look at? The map again, where that gas station.
Mhm.
Because was he heading home, or was he prepared to get out of Dodge?
Yeah, just leave straight away.
Right. So where was that gas station at? Let me see if I can find that on I think I have it on my computer here. I have a little mappy do. But my God, this guy, just looking at him, imagine him going in there when those girls were asleep. There's still so many puzzle pieces to put together. How did he get in?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, was he already there waiting for them to
was
come
he
back?
in wait? Yeah. Why that night? Did he not expect Ethan?
Yeah, because he wasn't meant to be staying there, was he? Well, even Kaylee wasn't meant to be there that weekend either. So why that house? Why them?
And why not the two roommates? Was he aware that the two roommates were even downstairs?
Unless their doors were locked and he couldn't get in, or he got spooked by something and left. I mean, could be
Well,
anything.
another thing that came up too that we talked about earlier was it the house or the people in
Yeah.
the house that was the target? They said it was a targeted attack. They didn't say, and in the very beginning, the chief said, we're trying to figure out if it was the home that was the target or the people inside the home.
Mm-hmm.
So why would a house be a target?
It's more likely to be the people, isn't it, really?
I mean, I've never really heard of a house being I mean, unless it was like a Manson thing where, they moved out and the people and he didn't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's the map of that Exxon. So let's see, or whatever that gas station is. Yeah, Exxon. So the Exxon station is, oh no, he was going east. So he went a mile east, but then he could have gotten on, let's see. I hate having to keep doing this. End it, open it, end it, open it. Go back here. Can you guys see that? Did I ask you to do that? So he went east of their house, though. He went like over towards this 95 here. But he could have gotten on that road and went up and over and then just headed home. He could have swung around. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Look. Oops. He could have swung right around, gotten on this highway, cruised up here, and then went home.
Got out of there. Mm-hmm.
So crazy. Okay. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, the other murder too, the double murder in 2021 was another, or not a double murder, a double stabbing. There was one death. The other one was in 99 that we talked about. And the circumstances were like weirdly the same.
Oh, yeah, there's so many similarities.
Uh-huh. Where did I find that? I think it's right here. Hang on. Oh, the similarities in the 99. It's almost like, did he do like a copycat?
Mm-hmm. It's what it seems like because they're just so similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the times and stuff of when it happened.
Yeah. So listen to this, you guys. All right, let me pull it up on the screen to make it easier so you guys can read along. Because this weirded me out. These were Washington State University students. And this happened in 99. And it says that they were Vietnamese students. And a Vietnamese man is the one that did it. He was only 5'5" or some shit and 120 pounds. So this is the story. May 25th, 1999 in Pullman, Washington. I know he didn't do it, but could this be a copycat? It says a bloody cordless phone lay on its side where it was dropped just feet away from the crimson-stained concrete outside the Pullman apartment where two women were stabbed early today. The first call came in at 2:51 a.m. with a woman crying to dispatchers, "Someone is trying to kill me." When officers arrived minutes later, they found the two women on the ground near the door to a Valley Road apartment, both with multiple stab wounds. Two women were taken to Pullman Memorial where detectives combed the area for evidence. One of the victims, a 26-year-old woman, had stab wounds to the back of her head and chest. And then the second woman, 24, had stab wounds to the back of her head and was reported. Okay, they were both had non-threatening, but regardless, both women were treated. They were both seniors in the microbiology department at Washington State University. And it says that the two women were apparently sleeping when a man entered through the front door, which was apparently locked. The man then allegedly went into the bedroom and began stabbing the two. At this time, he said it doesn't appear the assailant forced his way to the apartment. He reportedly fled on foot after the attack. So then the girls ran from the apartment afterwards and got help. But yeah, I mean, same time of the night. The suspect was described as an Asian male, approximately 5 feet tall. 5 feet, not even 5'5".
Oh my
Weighing,
gosh.
could it have been a female?
Well, 5
Weird.
foot's small for a man.
Really small, 110 to 120 pounds. I don't think they ever caught anyone.
Mm-mm. Nope.
So that's the one in 99. And then there was another one in 2021. But the circumstances of the 91 is very strange. Very strange. So did that murder occur in the same damn apartment this dude lives in or something? Or did he study this murder because he lives there and he's in criminal justice?
Yeah,
he
could have.
Could have.
No, look, Valley Road apartment. Look, Valley Road playfield. He lives in those apartments, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Stop it. Stop it. Look at Valley Road. He's right.
Oh, he's right there.
He lives right behind where those murders. I bet they were in these. Kamiak. Oh, there's a bunch of apartments on Valley Road. Let's see. There's just two. Kamiak and Willow Place. And he conveniently lives right behind where those 99 murders occurred.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. So this is the apartments right behind him. Now we can't go right up to his apartments because that is blocked off. But we can go right here. Come on, Google. He won't let go. He refuses to let go.
Because you keep dangling him around.
he-
Like, I've had enough.
He just tripped out on me. He refused to let go, and then he went crazy. Okay. Okay, so these are his apartments right here, and that's as close as we can get. But I think he's in building G. And that's Q and R. But those are his apartments. And then those other ones would be right behind these trees, right? He moved in right behind where these murders happened over freaking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's not just a little bit creepy.
No, not at all.
So there's his complex, and then that complex would be down this hill. Valley Road apartments. And then it's right here too. Look at that. And then there's the ones where the murders happened. You know, so much evidence could be gone too. But I mean, it sounds like they know for sure, like if they matched it with DNA and stuff. But I mean, look at all these dumpsters just right here where he could have put stuff.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, let's go back to this. So, Salem, Oregon, I don't know if he has any ties there, but it says in this article from November 30th, while these cases share similarities with the King Street homicides, there does not appear to be any evidence to support they're related. But I just wonder if it wasn't like a copycat. That's all too coincidental. And the question is, did he go to the vigil? Did he stick around for a little bit?
I think he got straight out of there and was gone. I don't think he came back. And I think if he was studying those murders and things, like that killer got away. Like, he was never found. So if he was trying to replicate it and traveled cross country to get away, he probably thought he was going to get away with it as well.
Well, Leotech said he kept the knife and evidence. He kept the damn car, for crying out loud. We don't even know if that was his car either.
Mm-mm.
Because remember, the cop said if you let someone borrow,
yeah,
or if you know someone if you let someone borrow that kind of car, or if you know someone who was driving that kind of car, to let them know. I just think that that stabbing is so weird.
Oh yeah, those victims didn't die. But still, the perpetrator wasn't found.
Right. Well, what about the one in what's it called? God, I can't
Salem?
think of it. Salem.
So
Salem, Oregon. Let's look that one up. Stabbing. I think one of the people died in 2021 there.
mm-hmm.
Here's another one. No link, it says. This is Travis Juten. He was killed last year. Travis and Jamie Lynn Juten were stabbed multiple times when an assailant broke into their home around 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
Stop it. Same time, August 13th, 2021. What's with the 13th? November 13th? August 13th? When did that other one happen? In 99. What was the date?
I don't know.
Oh, I'll find it, because this is fascinating. Wait. November 15th. They arrested a Salem man as part of an investigation into a stabbing. What?
What's that one?
I never heard of this one. It was the early morning hours of Saturday, November 5th, when patrol officers responded to the parking lot of a local tavern at the 4900 block of Commercial Street on the report of a man suffering from multiple stab wounds. The 27-year-old male victim reported he and a friend were sleeping in his car when they woke to a man physically assaulting and stabbing him. The assailant tried but was unable to remove the victim from the vehicle and fled the scene.
Another one that was asleep.
Yeah.
The evidence developed in the investigation led to 31-year-old Casey William Blunt. Blunt was taken into custody and charged with attempted murder in the second. So they got him. That's a different stabbing. But this Salem one is unsolved.
Yes.
3 a.m., attacking the victims in their beds with a knife while other people were in the house.
Oh my gosh. See, the similarity is just so weird.
Look at this. When asked about the case in a press conference on Wednesday, Police Chief James Fry confirmed he received a tip and that there is, quote, stuff we are going to follow up on. The mother of the man killed in the attack 15 months ago told The Independent that finding out who killed her son and also catching the killer of the slain students in Iowa would be the best Christmas present ever. So the key points: probing whether Kaylee had a stalker. Neighbors say victim's residence not necessarily a party house.
Kaylee's mom talked about that stalking stuff, didn't she? Because I think Kaylee was out, like going back to her car, and was on the phone to her mom and said, "Someone's following me," and her mom was like, "No, like you'll be all right, you'll be fine." And then she said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Like he's gone now." So maybe this guy was around, like in the background, following her around and stuff, but didn't actually make contact with her.
Guys, that dog was filleted.
Oh, Jesus.
4 miles away as well.
See, how do they know that that's not related, though?
They could have been lying.
Trying to keep it hidden from him.
Yeah.
Being a CJ major and all.
Well, right. I mean, if they said it was related, then he's going to know that they're, they're
onto him.
Yeah. I mean, this lady says they cut him around the neck and just skinned him. His little legs had fur. and his little face had fur, but the rest of him was just skinned.
Oof.
Wait, the other side of him, this is a quote from the owner. The other side of him was as though they had filleted him like they were about to eat him. It was terrible, unbelievable. They cut him like you fillet a fish. We found his
horrific.
collar, but didn't find the pelt.
What?
What if the pelt is in this dude's apartment?
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
That would be a souvenir.
Yeah.
It would?
Yeah, to not find it. Jeez.
Jesus. Where was the crashed car found? That one was in Oregon, right?
Yeah. I don't remember where exactly in Oregon.
Okay, February 21st, 2021. This is the double stabbing in Salem. City police are searching for a possible suspect in the double stabbing Sunday night in Salem. Police say they're looking for the driver of a red 2002 Chevy S10 seen leaving the scene. With the truck's license plate, authorities identified the vehicle's owner as a 45-year-old Vineyard Haven resident. What? Weird. That's all that report says.
Did they find him?
Right. Like there's no other
They
information.
just left it at that.
I still feel like there could be a connection there. Between all of that, the skin dog.
Yeah. Definitely with a skin dog.
Yeah, I mean, and you think about what Steve said about Kaylee and her liver or whatever.
Yeah. And this is what happens. Like, murderers do stuff to animals and stuff first, and then move on to humans. And if they didn't find what happened to the dog, then they don't know that it can't be connected. Like, they can't be sure, can they?
But it's like really disturbing that this dog was skinned, right? Just like in August.
Yeah.
Were they saying that that was part of the fishing game investigation, or was that when they found multiple different wildlife in somebody's yard?
No, that was a different one.
That was a different
There
one.
was dead animals found, and they said it was nothing but wildlife. But then the dog was a separate account. But I think that those two things were in the same area, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they were just like neighborhoods apart. They were very close.
All right. We're about 15 minutes away from this press conference, and I'm hoping that we do get answers. Like,
I hope so too.
I hope that it's not like we can't talk about anything. Okay, what else do we have on here that we got some other photos? God, it's Ben Stiller, you guys.
Poor Ben Stiller.
I know. He can't help it though. He looks like a quadruple murderer. No, but here's, and you know, it's like, this is someone that we never even saw, like never heard of, never saw, nothing.
No. He looks so creepy.
Yeah.
It's his eyes.
Yeah, his eyes aren't right.
Dead eyes.
I wonder when this picture was taken. Let's look at the mugshot. Oh, see, now he's got shark eyes. They're black.
They are.
They're always black after these people kill.
Yeah, it's true. Ugh.
I know, Heather, we're going to hear. We can't answer that right now. It's still an ongoing investigation. He looks like he's lost some weight too. Do you guys think that he could have been at the corner club that night?
It's possible.
Anything's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I'm just wondering, like, why that
Maybe
night?
he was a bouncer. He did have a security job before.
He did. I wonder if he knows the bar owner. I mean, he's older
Hmm.
and he's a doctorate student. Like, he's going to be taken differently than, you know, a 21-year-old student per se.
Yeah.
Look at this one. Talk about creepy. Why does it say psychology underneath it? Like, what
Because
is
his
this
undergrad.
from?
He studied psychology.
Yeah,
this
that was his
undergrad?
undergrad.
Oh, so he's a psychologist. And then he went into criminal justice for his PhD?
Correct. I think his doctorate.
So first and foremost, he's into psychology.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Wait, what? Says, oh my God, what if Professor knows this dude? Oh my God, Melanie. I killed and mutilated a turkey over Thanksgiving and in my family photos, my eyes were black too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, why does it say you don't know Jack? Why is my
Why is it
title
saying that?
wrong?
Huh?
My title says you don't know Jack.
Oh. I thought you changed that.
I did. Didn't I? I'm so
You
lost.
said you did. Yeah.
I'm so lost right now. Oh, psych is a requirement for criminal justice, like a degree though?
I had to take a psych class, but that was for my gen eds. I never had to take psych for my CJ degree.
No, I think you just have to take that class. But he
Yeah.
has an actual degree in psychology. So he could go
Yes.
and be like a psychologist. He wouldn't even have to. He probably wanted to be more like a profiler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing him as like a cop. I think he wanted to be more of the profile because he's. Oh, is that why Maberline? Let me change my title, you guys. Carry on. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to see him for any. I wouldn't want him to be my psychologist.
No.
Welcome, Stephanie Cran, to Roberta. Okay, I didn't change the title. I had changed the description, so we're good now. All right, guys, we're about 10 minutes away. Let's see what else we've got here in the Slacker. All right, let's see. This is just so out of left field. Are you guys still digging as we're live?
I was reading.
I am.
I can tell. I can tell. Okay. I always know when you guys are like whisper quiet, you're looking into stuff.
Because we can't listen and read at the same time.
I can't either. I try. Okay, here. This is the search warrant at Brian Christopher Koberger's home. Let's see if there's anything new in here. He was taken into custody around 3 a.m. That's his magic time, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 a.m.
Yep.
Fucker. And then there's the prosecutor with the guy that looks like Santa Claus, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
There he is out in front of that apartment.
The apartment.
Let's see. A neighbor told Fox News Digital that investigators had already arrived by 7:30 a.m. There were at least 2 unmarked law enforcement vehicles at the scene as police from Washington State University, Moscow, Idaho, and other agencies. The Latah County prosecutor was seen outside, gearing up with protective booties before heading in. There was a black, this is what the neighbor said. There was a black pickup and the silver pickup and a couple of cops, and they were taking pictures and stuff, but didn't have any tape up. And this is a 58-year-old Moscow resident who works at WSU. He knew right away it had to do with the murders because of the unmarked cars and Idaho license plates, he says. Well, now they've got crime scene tape up, see?
Yep.
Second story apartment. So is there something to the 2021 attack on the 13th of the month and this?
At the same times.
Hopefully we find out. Within minutes, guys. We got about 9 minutes until the presser. And it probably will be underwhelming.
Yeah, I think it will be.
But nonetheless, of course, we're going to watch it with bated breath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we always do up in this shit.
I wonder if Kaylee's father has spoken yet. I haven't seen anything.
I doubt it. I haven't seen anything, but I doubt it. So the question is, did they not know until just a few days ago? Is that true? I wonder if we'll even find that out today.
Yeah, because they said the FBI had been watching him for 4 days, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if he was staying in his apartment for those 4 days. Or if
Right.
they were watching him moving around.
Right. That is the question of the day. Was he floating around town to see what was going on, you know? Like
Yeah.
going to the vigils to kind of get a feel for what was up, you know?
Yeah, because normally when this happens, like they want to keep up with the investigation and stuff, see what's going on, check the news and all that
See what
kind of
people are
stuff.
talking about. Yeah, hang
Yeah.
out around like groups of kids at the vigil and listen.
Yeah, like they can't keep away because they want to kind of be at the forefront, but also kind of invisible.
Right. And they also want to have a heads up and they want to know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what people are saying about this, especially someone like this who's all about the mind,
Yeah.
you know? He's all about the mind. I mean, you can tell from these questions.
I know.
I
And
mean,
they're from like 7 months ago.
7 months ago. So
It's
we
like-
have also the official press release from the Pennsylvania State Police. I just want to show that. HJ found that. And that just kind of makes it official. And this is, I'm not going to read it because we all know this, but this is near Angie B's neck of the woods.
So I posted in Slack that they were taking things out of the house and they had put up a tarp.
Uh-huh.
Well, police have now stopped that
Oh.
due to a new development that will be explained in the press conference.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, so they stopped removing things from the home due to an advancement in the investigation.
Oh. Jeez.
What did they find in his apartment? Is any news station already like waiting? Neither one that I have open is doing
Let
shit.
me look.
You would think the Moscow PIO would be prepping and show the podium by now.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Of course, WFLA is live.
Yeah, that's who I just found. That's why I went. Ugh.
Right. Fuck directly off. We'll just have to wait. KREM
Damn you,
isn't live
Jamie.
yet. KTVB isn't live yet. They will be. Well, he's just sitting there in his suit yammering. He doesn't have anything that we don't have. You know what I mean? We're all waiting for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just wait until they start the stream because they definitely will be.
I bet they got his fingerprints from when he applied to that job at the school.
And did he leave his fingerprints on that door?
He had to have left them somewhere.
They must have had something to link him though, because
What about
they're
that?
so sure with those charges.
What about that big handprint that was on that window?
Yeah, was that real though?
I think it was. I ended up finding it. I'll show you.
Oh,
I think
did
I
you?
have it on here. Mm-hmm.
It just
Yeah,
looked so obvious as a handprint. Like,
I found a different shot the other day. I'll have to find it, but I did find. Oh, here it is. Hang on. I think this is it. Okay, that's the one, and there's another one. I have a bunch of pictures I found, you guys, of that I was going to go over, but now we have all these advancements. But let me show you. We got a couple minutes. I just want to show you what I'm talking about here. So here's one of them. There's another one though that also shows it, and I don't think it's fake because there's a TV on in the room, and you can read where it says there's no like network connection.
oh yeah. What window is that?
I want to say it's in the back. Well, this is a different window because this one has an AC in it. Look. This one here.
Oh, his aunt and uncle are already speaking out.
Who?
Brian's.
What'd they
They
say?
had to buy new pots and pans because he would not eat anything that had ever had meat cooked in them. He was very OCD.
What?
What?
I guess he was a strict vegan.
But he's gonna cut in the
Yeah.
humans. Like, fuck. This is the worst crime I think that has happened in a long time. Why is no one live?
And they always say as well, like the most obvious answer, like, is the truth kind of thing. But this is not the most obvious answer that anyone would have thought of.
Oh my gosh, no.
Like, it's so unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It's shocking. See, they're playing like a previously recorded news.
He's 6 foot, 180 pounds. Oh, this is behind a paywall. Dang it.
He's a little guy. How did he overpower Ethan?
6 feet? That's...
Oh, he's 6 feet. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
I didn't hear you right. Okay, Christmas is over, peeps.
What?
Huh?
Oh, you guys couldn't hear that?
No.
Oh, no.
Did I ask you to do that? Oh, shit. It's 3:59. Okay, here we go. This is the station. They said they'll be live, so they're
This
not
is
live
from WFLA, so they're saying that his DNA has been matched to genetic material recovered at the off-campus house where the students were stabbed to death.
So they stopped taking stuff out.
They stopped taking stuff out of the girls' place.
Well, they were cleaning it.
Yeah.
They had a
Yeah.
professional cleaning crew in there.
Obviously, they said they searched thousands and thousands.
Here we go. Let's
of
listen for a
registered
second.
Vehicles. There was one that showed up in Oregon that they were trying to rule out. So it will be very interesting to see what they were able to find that was able to connect this suspect to these 4 cases.
We understand that Moscow Police Chief James Fry is approaching the podium to get this press conference
Here we
underway.
go,
Let's take a
guys.
look right now.
Here we go.
Thank you for coming today.
Oh, their audio.
Last night, in conjunction with the Pennsylvania State Police, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, detectives arrested 28-year-old Brian Christopher Kohlberger in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, on a warrant for murders of Ethan, Zana, Madison, and Kaylee. I want to personally thank these agencies for their assistance in this case. Kohlberger resides in Pullman, Washington, and is a graduate student at Washington State University. We will provide as much information as we can about the extradition to Idaho and the criminal process. However, due to Idaho state law, we are limited in what information we can release today until Kohlberger has his initial appearance in Idaho court. I want to express my appreciation to our local community, the people of Idaho, and those throughout our nation who provided information to help us investigate these murders has been very impressive. We've received over 19,000 tips, and we've conducted over 300 interviews. To recap this case, on the evening of November 12th, Kaylee and Madison arrived home at about 1:56 a.m. after visiting a local bar and street food vendor. Ethan and Zana were at the Sigma Chi house before arriving home around 1:45 a.m. The two surviving roommates had also been in the community but returned around 1 a.m. On the morning of November 13th, a 911 call was made at 11:58 a.m. reporting an unconscious person at the residence. The call came from inside the home from one of the surviving roommates' cell phones. Moscow police responded and found 2 victims on the 2nd floor and 2 victims on the 3rd floor. On November 17th, autopsies were conducted and the Latah County coroner confirmed the identity of the 4 victims. The cause and manner of death was homicide by stabbing. Some had defensive wounds, and each had been stabbed multiple times. These murders have shaken our community, and no arrest will ever bring back these young students. However, we do believe justice will be found through the criminal process. This was a very complex and extensive case. We had developed a clear picture over time, and we stand assured that the work is not done, but be assured the work is not done. This has just started. Since November, we have remained laser focused on pursuing every lead in our pursuit of justice for the victims and their families. I recognize the frustration with the lack of information that's been released. However, providing any details in this criminal investigation might have tainted the upcoming criminal prosecution or alerted the suspect of our progress. We will continue to provide as much information as we can as the process moves forward. Today, I want to specifically thank our dedicated Moscow Police Department detectives, patrol officers, the Idaho State detectives, the Idaho State troopers, and their crime lab technicians and scientists, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation for the resources and personnel to conduct this massive investigation. It was the dedication of them and the persistence and the numerous hours that led to an arrest. Fortunately, these highly skilled people worked together as a cohesive team to solve this case. I also want to thank our community and the nation. Over the past 6 weeks, I've been continually reminded of how much our community cares. Locally, public support has been exceptional with kind words, food for investigators, and letters of support. You will never know how much your words of encouragement help us through these trying times. I appreciate each of you and each of your kindness. Agencies and individuals from across the nation have reached out to us to express their support to this department. I'm reminded how our Moscow community, our families, and the nation has been impacted by this daily. Finally, I do want to thank our media partners for the help. You kept this in the news. You helped us with tips. You kept things going, and we truly appreciate that. And you are the product of those 19,000 tips that we received, which is an impressive number. I would like to invite Bill Thompson, the county prosecutor, up at this time.
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Bill Thompson. I'm the Latah County prosecutor. And it's sad to be here, but happy to be here at the same time. As Chief Fry indicated, a criminal complaint was filed yesterday here in Latah County, charging the defendant, Mr. Kohlberger, with 4 counts of first-degree murder, in addition to felony burglary, which involves entering the residence with the intent to commit the crime of murder. Mr. Kohlberger, and let me preface, there is a pending case now in court, and I and my office and the investigators have to live with the restrictions that our Supreme Court places on pretrial publicity. That said, I promise you we will share with you through the court process or otherwise whatever we are allowed to. I just appreciate your patience on that. The
911 call,
for
please.
the charges are summarized in what's called a probable cause affidavit that is on file with the court. According to the rules of the Idaho Supreme Court, that is sealed until Mr. Kohlberger is physically back in Latah County and has been served with the Idaho arrest warrant. At that time, we expect that that affidavit will be available to you so you can share the true facts with all of your readers and your watchers and your listeners and all of the people who are interested and really need to know what's going on. So please have patience with us on that. We hope to get that to you as soon as we can.
Yes.
As far as Mr. Kohlberger, I can share with you that he is a graduate student at Washington State University and has an apartment residence over in Pullman. He has had an initial appearance in front of a judge in Pennsylvania. He is being held without bond, and the warrant from our magistrate judge here also provides for no bond. We understand that he's scheduled to be back in court in Pennsylvania next Tuesday afternoon, and that a public defender has been appointed for him there. The process at this point is, since he was arrested in another state, he has the opportunity to either waive extradition and return voluntarily to the state of Idaho, or if he prefers not to waive extradition, then we will initiate extradition proceedings through our governor's office. If we do that, it can take a while for him to get here. So again, I'm asking for your patience and understand that's just the way the system works. Once he gets here, he'll have an initial appearance with our magistrate. They'll deal with issues such as making sure competent counsel is representing him, and the case will be scheduled for further hearings. Your primary source of factual information is going to be the court record, because that's what the Supreme Court says we need to refer you to. So please pay attention to what's going on in court and have people there to watch and hear what's being said. As an attorney, myself and my office, we are limited on what we are allowed by the courts to say outside of the courtroom. So please just work with us. Finally, as the chief indicated, this is not the end of this investigation. In fact, this is a new beginning. You all now know the name of the person who has been charged with these offenses. Please get that information out there. Please ask the public, anyone who knows about this individual, to come forward, call the tip line, report anything you know about him to help the investigators and eventually our office and the court system understand fully everything there is to know about not only the individual, but what happened and why. Next, I'll introduce Colonel Ked Wells from the Idaho State Police. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Kedrick Wills. I serve as the director of the Idaho State Police and certainly want to express our appreciation for your attendance here today. These tragic murders took 4 young, vibrant lives from our community. Nothing we do can bring them back. The only thing that we can do in law enforcement to honor their memories that we know of is to bring this to a successful conclusion. This has been a very difficult time for the families, the university, the community, and the state of Idaho. However, it is also proven that communities come together in tough times. Certainly appreciate the support of the local community and our national audience that has been following us as our investigators have worked through this case. I'm thankful also to you, the media partners, who have helped keep this case in the forefront that generates the tips and we hope will continue to generate information that will help us to a conclusion of this proceeding. I'd like to express our appreciation on behalf of the Idaho State Police to Chief Fry, his leadership, and the entire Moscow Police Department for the way that they handled this from the very beginning. He directed the right people to the right positions that led us to this conclusion today. I've had the utmost confidence in this investigation and in Chief Fry, as well as in Mr. Bill Thompson and the Latah County Prosecutor's Office, who've been a great partner throughout this. Nothing has deterred the commitment of the investigators who've worked on this case, regardless of the organization they represent. It's been very trying and very difficult, as you know, that it has been on those investigators as they do the tedious work that they're so good at doing. The partnerships is what's led here as well. The partnerships between Moscow Police Department, I'd like to express our appreciation with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, specifically the special agent in charge out of the Salt Lake City Division, Dennis Rice, and also the work that happened in the last 24 hours in Pennsylvania with the arrest with the Pennsylvania State Police and Colonel Evanchik with the Pennsylvania State Police. We appreciate what they've done across the nation to help us as well. As Bill shared, this investigation is far from over. In fact, I appreciate what he shared, that this is not an ending, but rather a new beginning. The difference now is, as he shared, that we are dictated what information we can share by the court process and by laws in our state of Idaho. And so we will share, as he shared, Mr. Thompson is absolutely committed to share everything he can share through the court process. We've got to make sure that we don't get in front of that process. And we really deeply appreciate everybody's support here. The relationships that were forged here and the partnerships that were forged have led to this. And based on that is why we're here today. And we continue to believe that the best way we can honor these 4 lives that have been taken is to make sure that we have a successful outcome here. One of the partnerships that's been forged throughout this is a partnership with the University of Idaho. And on that, I'd like to introduce the president of the University of Idaho, Mr. Scott Green.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Scott Green, President, University of Idaho. Today's news of arrest is a welcome one. It's relief to our university, our community, and our extended Vandal family. The outpouring of support over the past 6 weeks helped sustain us during the most trying time. It provided the strength that helped us navigate the international scrutiny visited on our students and employees. We are truly thankful for the compassion and acts of kindness shown to our community. Kindness is contagious, and it provided the light that reclaimed ground lost to evil and darkness. We first want to acknowledge and thank Governor Little for the early promise of financial support that enabled the university to secure our campus and focus on helping our students and our employees in the wake of the crimes. We also appreciate the Idaho State Police and the highly visible security presence that brought comfort and calm to a community shocked and confused by the senseless crimes. We never lost faith that this case would be solved and are grateful for the hard work of dedicated, highly competent personnel worked this case to arrest. This crime has nevertheless left a mark on our university, our community, and our state. While we cannot bring back Maddie, Kaylee, Zaina, and Ethan, we can thoughtfully and purposefully carry their legacy forward in the work that we do. Our students come first, and that was proven each and every day of this investigation. We are committed to safely delivering the college town atmosphere, campus experience, and high-touch quality education for which the University of Idaho is known. With time, we will heal. We will move forward together, and we will remain Vandal strong. With that, I'd like to turn it back over to Chief Fry.
So now we will open the floor to questions. However, I want to remind everyone, as Prosecutor Bill Thompson explained, any factual information regarding the arrest of Kohlberger is currently sealed per Idaho law and will not be released until he has appeared in an Idaho court. Please formulate your questions accordingly. I recognize there are a lot of questions, and I will try to answer as many of them as I can.
Lauren Patterson, Northwest Public Broadcasting, Spokane Public Radio. I realize the records are sealed. I guess I'm not too familiar with how it works, but can you tell us what tip, what lead, what piece of evidence really led you all the way from Idaho to the suspect in Pennsylvania?
As I've said in the past, that's part of our investigation, and we won't be releasing that at this time. We will have those answers. We'll have them as soon as we can make those available to you.
Then a quick follow-up and a two-parter. Is our community safe, or is law enforcement still on the search for other suspects who might be involved in this attack?
What I can tell you is we have an individual in custody who committed these horrible crimes, and I do believe our community is safe, but we still need to be vigilant, right? We still have talked about this in the past. We always need to be aware of our surroundings and make sure that we're aware of what's going on.
Hi, Chief. How soon into the investigation did police and law enforcement begin to spot Mr. Kohlberger as a potential suspect? And a follow-up, how many tips, if you can say, were specifically related to Mr. Kohlberger?
To the tip part, honestly, I can't answer that question, so I'm not even going to speculate on that. On the other part, that's part of our investigation, and it will come out. I'd like the mic to please come right over here.
Thank you. Dana Griffin with NBC News. Can you confirm that Kohlberger asked whether or not anyone else had been arrested when he was in custody?
I cannot confirm that, or I'm not sure of that information, but that would still be a part of our investigation.
Did CODIS initially return any hits on this guy?
That's still part of our investigation, and that will come out. If we could get somebody over here, please.
And then one final question. Is there any message to the online sleuths who slandered and harassed people who they believed were responsible?
There was a lot of speculation going on, and we've always said from the very beginning that we're the official message that comes out, and to pay attention to what we're putting out there to the press.
I'm Nancy Liu with News Nation, and we were over at the house this morning, and you told us that the remediation would begin today. It was suddenly stopped. Can you tell us why?
Yes. The house cleanup has been halted, and that came by a legal request from the court.
Christina Corbin, Fox News. Chief, have you identified a motive?
That is part of the investigation, and that will come out as we continue the investigation. But what we still ask is for people to continually send us things in the tip line. We are still looking for more information. We're still trying to build that picture, just like we have stated all along. We're putting all the pieces together, and that will help.
Chief Veronica Miracle with CNN. Any indication that the suspect knew the victims?
That's part of the investigation as well. It won't be something that will come out at this point in time, but as we continue the investigation and as this case goes to trial, that will be brought forth.
Have you spoken to the families? Can you tell us what they've told you today?
Are you talking the victims' families? Yeah, we have reached out to the victims' family as we always do. We've done that daily, and we've continued to have contact with them.
Hey, Nate Sanford, you mentioned earlier that you're still seeking tips about Brian and that people should still share whatever information they have. Can you speak at all about what specifically people should be reaching out for, like if they know something?
I would say anything and everything. As we've said all along, we know what tips we're looking for. We will take those tips and we will have professionals look at those and decide which pieces of those we need to use for our case. So we ask that everybody would do that.
Angela Palermo, Idaho Statesman. Your department and other investigators on the case took a lot of flack for keeping information close to your chest. Are you glad that you did that, and were you worried about tipping the suspect off?
I will 100% stand behind the way that we handled this investigation. And this all started from day one with our patrol officers arriving on scene, locking down the scene, us calling in the Idaho State Police, us calling in the FBI, and keeping information that was pertinent to this case very, very tight. We want to have a situation where when this goes to trial, there is no doubt that we've done everything right, and we've slowed down, and we've continued to slow down. We'll continue to do that.
Hey, Chief. Have you guys found the murder weapon or the Hyundai Elantra?
So we are still looking for all pieces of evidence, but we are still looking for the weapon. And I will say that we have found an Elantra.
Stephanie Becker with CNN. Can you tell what it was like when you got the phone call when the police told you that they had your suspect?
I can tell you, for a lot of law enforcement, it was a fairly sleepless couple of days with as we were leading up to everything that we were doing. But what I can tell you is I have faith in those agencies across the nation. I have faith in our officers. I have faith in the FBI, and they did a great job. But sure, there was some times, even throughout the day, that we were always concerned.
Hi, Chief. Don, you're back at CBS News. Can you talk a little bit more about the suspect's connection to Pennsylvania?
All I know is that he lives in Pennsylvania.
Chief Guy Tannenbaum from Nonstop Local KHQ in Spokane. More about the Elantra. We saw reports that you mentioned that you recovered an Elantra, but can you specify where that was found? And we know that that was one of the biggest pieces of information you were asking from the public to tip. Were you able to provide an information on whether those tips led to this seizure of an Elantra?
That's still part of the investigation that will come out in the future.
Chief Glenn Mosley, Idaho Public Radio here in Moscow. The additional police presence in town and on campus, semester's coming. Is that going to continue?
You will continue to see state troopers in the area. We're talking to Latah County as well. You will see a presence of us that we're always have up on campus. We have assigned officers to that. So you will continue to see a law enforcement presence. I'm going to take two more questions.
Hi, Chief. Julie Scott, ABC News. Can you tell us if you eventually had a license plate number to the Elantra and how you tracked it to Pullman?
That's still part of the investigation that will come out.
Chief, hi, Matt Lovelace with the Murrow College of Communication.
Your
I wanna
last
ask
one.
about
Make it
Mr.
count.
Koberger as a graduate student at WSU. Are you aware of if he returned to campus after November 13th? And have you had any communication with departments on the WSU campus about his attendance?
So some of that is going to be followed up as we continue our investigation. We'll be asking some of those questions, but that'll come out in the near future. So what I do want to do is I want to thank you all. You really have been the national voice for us. You've given us the opportunity to get many, many tips, and I do appreciate everything you've done, and we'll continue to look forward to working with you in the future on this. So I'd like to thank you for that, and thank you for your time.
Moscow Police Chief James Fry just wrapping up his press conference this afternoon. So here's what we have learned about the suspect taken into custody.
Okay, so that was like a waste of the last question.
That question was already asked.
I know. Nothing about the 911 call.
I know.
If they're going to release that, I would have to say no.
I hope they do. We'll find out more when he gets back to Idaho. They can't release anything until he's actually in Idaho and gone to court for the first time.
True. They don't even
So-
have him in custody yet.
Hopefully next week, late next week, maybe.
Yep. We got to get through the new year, but at least the people there have some peace of mind that this person's off the streets. I mean, the people in Pennsylvania had no idea that this dude was in their neighborhood, driving through all these states.
I know.
You know? Did he do anything? I mean, he could have done things on the way between there and Pennsylvania. He could have done something. You know what I mean? They're just, I would be shook if I was ever in the path of this maniac.
And who knows? They said that they hadn't found the murder weapon yet.
Yeah.
It could be somewhere between Idaho and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it could be
Right.
literally anywhere.
Long ass way. Yep.
I'd like to know how long he wasn't in Washington for. Because if he was living there, like, when did he leave? When did people realize that he wasn't there anymore? Because could he have really been stalking them? Or did he just go there over that weekend?
Well, I go back to them saying, was the house the target?
Yeah.
For some reason, did this sicko, going off his questionnaire, did he reenact the murder of 99 because he's trying to solve the shit?
Yeah.
He lives in the apartment building right behind the double stabbing of the couple in 1999. Okay.
Yeah.
This dude lives right in the apartment complex behind there where it happened. He's a psychology minor, right? Criminology major.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an unsolved double stabbing in his backyard.
Yeah.
Same scenario. Person goes inside 3 a.m. approximately, stabs these girls in bed, these students. So his questionnaire 7 months ago, which was after the 2021 murders, even after the 2021 murders of the unsolved one in Oregon. But he does this questionnaire asking, what were you thinking when you walked in? What was your target and why?
Yeah.
All these things that he could answer in his own mind.
Yeah.
As he went into 1122 King Road.
Mm-hmm. And he could have studied that case as well, the 1999 one, and then got obsessed with it and wanted to understand like what that person was thinking and feeling. And it's just gone to this level where he's reenacted it himself.
Guys, could he have chose Washington State University because that's where those murders happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's not living in the same complex, but he's living in the complex right smack dab behind it.
Yeah.
So a lot of you are saying, what murder case in 99? Let's go over this again, because to me, I think it's telling.
Mm-hmm. Especially because he was studying criminology and stuff. I'm sure they do case studies and things.
Dude, yes. That's what he was doing, was this research 7 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to pull up the articles again. That was in Pullman, correct?
Yeah.
And this is one that they said wasn't related.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys, I'm going to share so you guys can see. Thank you so much, Lori Staggs, for your super sticker. Red Stags. Red Stags, are you shook at this? Because I am. Okay, where did it go? Daily News, right here. Okay, so this is the Moscow Pullman Daily News from May 25th of 1999. And it says, a bloody cordless phone lay on its side where it was dropped just feet away from the crimson-stained concrete outside the Pullman apartment where two women were stabbed early today. These two women survived, but they never caught the killer. They were stabbed and they lived. The first call came in at 2:51 a.m. with a woman crying to dispatchers, "Someone is trying to kill me." That 2:52 is the last call to Jack B.
Yeah.
What was left on Jack B's voicemail? Someone's trying to kill me? I don't know. 2:52 was the last call to Jack. We know the murders occurred between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
When officers arrived at this apartment, minutes later, they found 2 women on the ground near the door with multiple stab wounds. The 2 women were taken to Pullman Memorial, and they had stab wounds. The one had back of her head and chest. The other one was stabbed in the back of her head. They both had non-life-threatening injuries. This is the circumstances. The 2 women were apparently sleeping when a man entered through the front door, which was apparently locked. The man then allegedly went in the bedroom and began stabbing the 2. At this time, he said, it doesn't appear the assailant forced his way in the apartment. He reportedly fled on foot after the attack. So these girls got up and they were able to scream and run for help. But this all happened at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we go and look, this is the apartments where the murders occurred on Valley Road. And if we go back here, that's the Kamaic apartments. That's what we were just looking at.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Steptoe apartments. This is where the murders were. This is where he lives. Little Garden Avenue is the only thing that separates. I mean, I can't get down in there, but Little Garden Avenue is the only thing here that separates these 2 apartment complexes.
Mm-hmm.
So this dude gets his original degree in Pennsylvania. Now, do we think that maybe when he was in school getting his psychology degree, that maybe he took a criminology class or something of the like, and maybe he studied this case?
Mm-hmm. Definitely seems like it.
Because this dude's across the country. But we know how intrigued people can get with cases, even people that aren't going to school for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So imagine this student, and he gets obsessed. I'm theorizing here. Gets obsessed with this case, decides to go to the same school,
Mm-hmm.
and study this case further. 7 months ago, the questionnaire. Now, if you go through that questionnaire, you could answer, the perpetrator of this crime could answer all those questions.
Yep. Yep.
So he moves out here, enrolls at the same school as the victims that were killed in 99. And then he moves in right behind here. Maybe there wasn't an apartment available here, so he had to move in here. But he's close.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't get much closer. He's right behind them.
So he moves in here. These crimes are unsolved. The same almost exact scenario happens.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude's arrested for it.
Yeah. And he could have gone into the house and had the intention of killing 2 girls, but then the other 2 woke up and kind of disturbed him, and he ended up killing them as well.
Right. So were Kaylee and Madison the target?
Which is what they've been saying, that they were Kaylee was the target.
Right. So let's think about this. Their house being a complete fishbowl.
Mm-hmm.
Their house being a complete fishbowl. Kaylee's moving out. So we saw all the boxes in the 1 bedroom up there. Did this person know these 2 shared a room?
Mm-hmm.
There'll be 2 victims in the same room.
Yeah.
Was he upstairs when they got home with their food?
I think it's very possible. And I think that might be the reason why they were trying to get hold of Jack so many times, because maybe they sensed that there was someone there, or it just felt creepy, or they could hear someone moving around.
Something spooked them.
Yeah, something was happening and they were trying to get hold of him. I know they said that like it was a normal thing for Kaylee to do, but the fact it happened on that night at that time.
10 calls.
10 times.
From both of their
them.
phones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what makes me sick? that I've never thought of until just now? Because now I can picture this perpetrator. I can see his face.
Mhm.
I think of those poor girls. Which one had to watch
Yeah.
the other get
Oh,
killed?
Yeah.
Best friends.
Yeah. In the same bed, like when that's going on, it's just horrific.
Fucking horrible. I never thought of that. Same with Ethan and Xana. Who was the last to be alive, you know?
Well, Xana's the one who had defensive wounds, isn't she? So,
I mean, and these girls were so slight, you know? I mean, they were just, they weren't big girls, you know, they weren't tall and big and just so defenseless and carefree in the Grubhub video.
yeah.
Laughing.
Just a normal night.
yeah.
Right, which
doing what
now,
college students should be doing.
which now we look at, it was a fucking normal night.
Yeah. And they did everything that they should do. They got transport home. They didn't walk themselves or anything. They walked with Hoodie Guy from Corner Club to the Grubhub. And they were in their home and they were asleep. So there's like literally nothing they could have done to protect themselves.
You know, Casey just said something. She said if he had answered, I wonder if he would have been able to save them or if he would have been killed too. If he would have answered, I wonder what he would have heard.
I know.
That is petrifying, right?
Yeah, no, it really is. Especially because those calls ended at 2:52 and I think it happened between 3 and 4. Like maybe he knew that they were trying to contact someone and that's when it happened. So yeah, if he had answered, I don't think he would have been able to get there in time to do anything.
No, and he may have heard something that he will never unhear. I mean, honestly, it might be a blessing that that kid didn't answer.
I mean, it's bad enough that he didn't answer and
Right,
probably
and he's
feels
got
guilt
like
for
this
that,
guilt.
but yeah.
Maybe he truly was sleeping, girl. Interrupted. I mean, and you know, I don't think that we should all sit here and go, oh, we owe, you know, Hoodie Guy an apology. I think it's natural when you're one of the last people to be seen with two people that are murdered just out of the clear ass blue, total like random multiple stabbing attack, and you're walking down the road with them. Naturally, everyone's going to look at you. No fault of his own.
Yeah.
He just happened to be the one there.
And
But I
especially
don't.
because they ditched him as well. So that makes you question what was going on.
Right. The way they ditched him, I mean, obviously they didn't want to be with him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the story is there, but they just wanted to go home, probably eat and just not fuck around. Maybe they didn't want people coming over to party. You know, maybe that was going to lead to maybe more people coming and they were like, fuck this, we're out.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just so crazy because even Hoodie Guy might think, damn, if things would have been different, like
if he'd gone with them,
if I had been with them for some reason, if yeah, it's awful.
I mean, the survivor guilt of all of them is going to be horrendous.
Oh yeah.
And but the weird thing is the two roommates that were sleeping. But you know what? The one that happened, the stabbing in 2021 that happened in Oregon, though that couple was stabbed. One died. The guy died. The woman survived. So would that mean the woman has a vision of who that person was?
That's what I was thinking.
Last year?
Yeah.
Because they were stabbed while others were in the home as well.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to know if she gave a description of who it was, like if they released that kind of information.
The weird thing is, though, if he did this 2021 crime, let's say he did, and this was like a boyfriend girlfriend or something. I don't know if they were married. I think it was a boyfriend girlfriend. The woman lived and the guy died. So was there something about that where they both supposed to die and then the goal was complete? As he says it in his questions, like, was that killing not the goal completed because only one was deceased?
And isn't it interesting that it was two people and they were asleep in bed as well? Like it's the same thing as what happened with the 1999 one, but he didn't meet his goal with this one, so he had to do it again.
Right. And naturally they would say, oh, these two crimes that are unsolved are in no way connected, because they would tip him off.
Yeah.
They're not going to say, oh, yeah, we think this guy has an interest in an unsolved 1999 murder that he happens to live in the apartment complex behind it. Oh, and secondly, the murder that happened last year, yeah, same exact circumstances, and we think this guy might be obsessed with this kind of crime. Whatever.
Yeah.
They're not going to say anything like that.
No.
Yeah. And saying that he's not connected with the 1999 one, I mean, he's not directly, but if he was obsessed with it, that's different kind of.
Oh yeah, I
connection.
think there's a definite possibility that both of those are connected to him.
There's just so much in common between them.
And they're in like the same vicinity but different states.
Yeah.
Like the one he's obsessed with, he lives by. But then the 2021 one is very similar, but they both didn't die. So was this a go around too? Did he learn their patterns? Did they typically go to the corner club on Saturday nights? Was that their typical weekend? Did he somehow know what their plans were? Was he the fucking stalker?
Yeah.
I want to read a little bit more about this 2021, because I do think some people may not think it's relevant, but I have a feeling that it might be.
How far away is Oregon from Idaho?
That's what I want to see. Okay, let's go here. Let's go Steptoe Apartments to Salem, Oregon. Oh my God, someone's out there tormenting my dog. Do you hear him? I mean, come on. Oh, it's pretty far.
7 hours.
6-7 hours. Maybe that's not connected. The circumstances are weird though.
I mean, he traveled from Idaho to Pennsylvania, so
yeah.
So again,
he could travel away from where he's living to commit these things.
That's so true. Good point. It says Travis and Jamie Lynn Juten were stabbed multiple times when an assailant broke into their house near the intersection of Howell Prairie Road and Hazel Green Road in East Salem about 3 a.m. on August 13th, 2021. This crime was November 13th at 3 a.m. Look at this. 3 a.m. August 13th. Yep. And then we have 3 a.m. November 13th.
Yeah.
Travis was pronounced dead at the scene, and Jamie Lynn was stabbed multiple times but survived. That case is still unsolved. Marion County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Don Parise says, and he declined to say if there were any suspects that have been identified. He says, the thing I can say is that it's still under investigation.
Jay, I just put a statement from Ethan's family in Slack.
Okay, I'll read it in just a sec. This right here says, Amity Gert speaks to members of the media in June with Travis Juten's mother and brother during a news conference announcing a $50,000 reward for information regarding Travis's murder. He says there have been numerous media inquiries about a 1999 double stabbing in Pullman and the 2021 double stabbing in Salem. While these cases share similarities, there does not appear to be any evidence to support they're related. But we wouldn't expect them to say that it would,
No, and at the time they didn't know who it was or anything, so that could change. Maybe they will find a link between them.
Right. And you have a good point that he would drive that far. He drove across the damn country.
Yeah.
Okay, here is the statement from the Chapin family. We are relieved this chapter is over because it provides a form of closure. However, it doesn't alter the outcome or alleviate the pain. We miss Ethan, and our family is forever changed. Over the last 7 weeks, we stood by the Moscow Police Department, FBI, and Idaho State Police, confident they would solve this crime. So when we received the phone call last night, we congratulated them for their diligent work and service. We remain grateful to the University of Idaho and the Sigma Chi fraternity for their ongoing support. We also appreciate the outpouring of kind words from so many others, which we'll need as we enter this next chapter of this nightmare. Today, we marvel at the continued stories about Ethan and the lives he touched in his short 20 years. If we all lived and loved as Ethan did, the world would be a better place. Oh, sad. God. We're going to find out more about this guy. Look at this. Already we have an office. Where is this office located? In Moscow or on the campus of Washington State?
On the campus of Washington State.
All right, let me show you guys what we're talking about here. What are you talking about? So we have Esther Bauer, and she is on WSU's campus where numerous police are making rounds and parked outside Wilson Short Hall. Records show the suspect in custody had an office in this building. He was a PhD student at Washington State. And I bet you he was highly respected.
Oh, yeah.
In that
Probably.
department, you know? I mean, these people that were working with him in that department must be completely shook. Ugh. You know, he looks like, and I'm saying this, you know, we all know that he's obviously the killer, but if you look at him, you just see like, he probably like would shake like a mortician. Like there was a mortician in my town and he has really big hands, and you see him out in town and he'll like shake your hand. And I always think, oh God, he touches dead people. But he kind of has that same like creepiness vibe. Not that the guy's creepy, but just his work is creepy. But he has that same like creepiness, kind of like if you touched his hands, they're probably really clammy and just really, really nasty. That's my granddaughter's word. Masty instead of nasty. But for real, I mean, oh my God, Leotech, talk. I just wanted to talk to you. So Bitch Franklin is questioning whether they have enough evidence. After 7 weeks.
It's interesting that they're still asking for tips. I mean, if I was living there, the fact that he's been arrested and he's in prison wouldn't make me feel comfortable, because they're still asking for tips and they weren't definitive on that no one else was involved.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. We want to be diligent. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
So maybe there is some truth to what allegedly was said when he was arrested.
Did you arrest anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's being kept close to the vest as well, like everything else was.
Yeah, because I think that they would want to make people feel comfortable, because students are going to be going back to class and stuff.
Sure.
But the fact that they didn't do that makes me think maybe they're not
More.
sure if there was somebody else involved.
Yeah, there's more that they still are investigating and looking into, possibly.
Yeah.
It's just crazy because we could never even guess. I mean, we always think it's the people right close, and usually it is.
Yeah, that's what they always say. It's going to be someone that you know or someone in your family. This dude was halfway across the country.
Yeah, someone close to them.
Yeah.
But I guess it is still possible that Kaylee had a stalker. And maybe a stalker in the sense where he was learning her routines. I mean, if he wanted to pull off a double stabbing, he sure as hell picked the right two girls who are sharing a room. That is totally not a coincidence. But I think I just figured out who he looks like. I think Dr. Melmo just triggered my brain. She said he has a really long head. That's why.
Oh my God.
That's why he looks familiar.
Oh my gosh, Bert.
It just ruined. It just ruined Bert for me. But I figured out why he looks so damn familiar to all of us. He's our damn childhood freaking character.
God, as if that's not creepy or anything.
Not at all. Not at all. Wait till the lag kicks in and everybody sees it. I mean, no joke, he does.
He does. It's that long face.
Ben Stiller and Bert combined.
It's the eyebrows and his long face.
Yes.
And the hair.
Well, he's 6 foot tall, so he's tall and lanky. But did he wait until the perfect time? They're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do you know what? Maybe the house was a target as well because it was an off-campus sorority house. And he would know that.
Wait, say that again?
I said maybe the house was the target and it wasn't like specifically the people in the house because it was an off-campus sorority house. So he would know that there would be students in there. And it was a sorority house, so it's going to be females and stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he would know that that's, that whole area was frat houses and sororities and stuff. And if he'd been going between the universities when he was there at Pullman, he's going to know that that's the area where they live.
Yeah, that.
So he might not have been stalking at all. He might have just.
He might have targeted that house.
That's where students are going to be.
Okay, wait. I found a more recent picture of our guy here.
Oh my God.
That was him in his olden days. This is him today, I guess.
Jerk.
You jerk. I mean, even the hair. He's got the hair down.
Oh, the unibrow.
Steph said, now you need a Bert emoji.
I do. I need this one.
Yeah.
This face.
That one.
Okay, I'll add it. I will add it.
Oh, here come all the comments.
For real, I knew I had seen a weird meme of him where he was evil, and I just typed in evil Bert and Ernie, and that was one of the first things that came up. It's so true, though. That's our man. We got Ernie.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't even have to remember his name. We can just call him Ernie.
There we go.
Oh my God, but it is uncanny. Disturbing as hell.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You want to see this one that I just found? It says Bert is evil. I guess apparently other people aren't a big fan of Bert.
What did Bert ever do?
I don't know, but this one's pretty bad.
Oh my God. It's not just Bert. Elmo's pissed too.
I know. Look, Ernie has a knife. Bert has a beer. Grover has a cig. And Elmo's got a gun. And Cookie Monster over to the left also has like an AK.
Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with Grover.
I liked
He
Grover
was my
too.
favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked Grover too.
And I'm getting flashbacks of what I used to watch all the time. I think it was in the snow or something, and he's like sledging in the snow.
He's what?
Sledging in the snow.
Oh.
I loved him.
Yeah, Grover's like the sweet one. He never did anything wrong. He just kind of hung out.
Mm-hmm.
Not in that picture. He was
not there.
doing something wrong.
Yeah, well, that one, he's a bad guy.
Don't corrupt my memories.
He is a bad guy.
Grover.
Hey, that's fits the bill today. We are doing our Christmas gathering for members at 7 p.m. We're going to be on here for about an hour. So HJ has some trivia.
Yeah.
From our
I gotta
first,
find that.
It's in Slack.
Yeah.
We're all organized over here. Not used to that.
Except I can't find it.
Well, I knew where it was. So that means...
it was saved on my computer.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
So we got some giveaways. We've got some Roberta emoji socks. Sans Bert. So these are going to be like collector's items. Pre-Bert.
Roberta.
Pre-Roberta. It brings whole new meaning to the Roberters.
Roberty.
So we're gonna have to have Berts and Roberters. So now we have the male version of the members. So become a Bert or a Roberter today. So I guess that's it for now. I mean, we went over everything we found. I'm sure more and more is going to come out if this guy had like a paying job.
Oh, I'm gonna be digging on him all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody is. Please email the team, you guys. If you find anything worthy that you'd like us to see. And everything that you guys have sent so far has been wonderful. So it's Robert. Bert is B-E-R-T, so it's perfect. So if you are a Robertolino, or I mean a Roberter or a Bert, I got to get used to that. Did I ask you to do that today? If you're a Roberter or a Robert, join us tonight at 7. Look in the members only community thing. Wherever you find that, that is where it is. And I will post the link again. So you got roughly 2 hours to get your dinners and all that shiz. And we're going to do some trivia and just some horsing around. We've got a few things planned. So Bert, we're going to have to sign off for now. Even the nose is Bert.
Poor Bert.
Bert.
Oh, Cheryl, you give us such joy too. Oh, Olive, leave me alone. I did say Robert.
Robert.
Okay, wait.
Robert and Roberter.
Steph has a serious comment before we go. Steph Cran. Only thing I have to say about why Bert may have been in Idaho could be linked to the University of Idaho has a criminology Bachelor of Science major. Maybe he was interning or teaching or shadowing.
Oh, he could have been interning. Don't a lot of PhD candidates have to be like PAs or whatever, but like the assistants, TAs. That's what I was looking for. Teaching
not
assistant.
sure. True. It looks like his nose has been broken.
Oh, yeah.
It
Definitely.
does.
He's probably gotten the shit kicked out of him a time or two. Well, I hope he gets used to it.
Yep.
He's gonna be in probably isolation for a bit.
Yeah.
Wait, what? We did not find any political connections. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yet. We found he's registered as a libertarian. So
Yes, that's the only thing we found.
that's real. At least he's not wearing a Trump hat and holding a Bible. Because then we would be in trouble, and I'd be like, abort mission, because I'm not getting into a political thingamajig. All right. Dr. Malmo, look at his nose all broken. Yeah. I don't know. Did he get his nose broken trying to attack someone? Yep, he's a strict vegan too. That's why he has no color to his skin, but he's a strict vegan, but he's gonna cut open human beings and slice them.
He cares about the animals, but not the humans.
I doubt he's getting his vegan diet in jail.
Nope. Welcome to the slop in the county jail.
Yeah.
And Happy New Year, Bert. So my Dr. Melmo here is saying he was doing research. It was part of his dissertation. Girl Interrupted says he probably never had a girlfriend. Yikes.
Didn't I tell you he looked
If a
like an
girl
incel?
comes out, if a girl comes out of the woodwork and says she had a long relationship with this guy, I'll be shocked. Did he put the dog in the room? Good question. The dog was in the bathroom upstairs, right? Or was
I
locked
don't
in
know
a bathroom?
where.
I don't think it was the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah. Just said locked in a room.
it was in a room
Yeah.
by itself and wasn't in the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if he went in and laid in wait, he would have locked up that dog to keep him from, running up to him. I think that dog was friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe the dog got a bad vibe and barked, but I feel like that dog would walk up to anybody. Labradoodles are pretty like golden retrievers, you know?
Yeah. Especially if there's always people coming and going from that house as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. So it's not unusual for new people to come in, new smells, new scents.
Yeah.
Unless they, you know, it did pick up that this guy was evil. But he would lock it up so that it wouldn't alert them. So if he's hiding somewhere, that dog would run over to him, like wagging its tail or something. I wonder if in the 2021 case, if he was the guy that did this, if that girl broke his nose. Because you're right, Dr. Malmo. It's not like that. And look.
Yeah, I was going to say, go back to his younger one of when he was
Yeah.
an undergrad.
Yeah, that's what I just looked at. Look, it's not broken there. So that happened since he graduated. Oh, she did take the dog out. You're right, Jacqueline. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
God, then who put the dog in a room after she took it out?
We don't know if that's what they normally did, though. Maybe
True.
Maybe they shut him in a room during the night.
Right? I wonder if it was, you know, the type of dog that if the door was left open, it would run out. So they
Yeah.
did that to make sure it didn't run out.
Mhm.
If there were people coming in and out at all hours and you're living with 5 other people,
Yeah.
I'd want to make sure
Yeah.
my dog didn't get out too.
Yep. Me too.
Maybe it was, yeah, like a room where they had his bed and everything, and it was something he felt comfortable staying
Yeah,
in.
they could have had like the laundry room be his see, his nose looks busted there, but I don't know the date on this photo.
That one was from, oh, what was that from? I think that's his University of Washington one, his PhD picture.
So that's the newer one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely living out his own research. But it also mimics, I think his research stems from that 1999 murder that
Yeah.
occurred in the apartments behind him.
I really think so too.
I think that was his basis of research, was to try to solve that case. Who committed that murder? Like, what type of person? What would they be thinking? What would they be feeling? And he put himself literally in the shoes of a killer. And this is going to be in movies.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, Tiffany L, he does. She said he looks like a Warren Jeffs when he was
Oh,
younger.
he does. The more we look at him, the more similar he looks to people. I prefer to go with the Ben Stiller because Warren
Grover.
Jeffs. Ugh. Yeah, or Bert.
Bert.
Warren Jeffs is. Oh, he does though. He's got that gaunt kind of face.
Yeah.
Ugh. God, you could almost overlay it. The same long ass head. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate to even bring him up on my screen because he makes me want to throw up.
Ew, are
Warren
you going to
Jeffs.
put up? Oh gosh.
A young Warren. Yeah, prepare yourself. Get your stomachs ready.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. His head looks a little bit like fetal alcohol syndrome, like the doctor just pulled his butt down the birth canal. Oh my God. Dr. Malmo, you are crazy. From me to you, it looks that way. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for coming in today. I think that we missed a lot of viewers because I had the wrong title. It was still wrong in StreamYard. I had to change it here, so it's whatever. Replays up. If you're replaying, please give this video a like. And let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section, please. All right, ladies, let you continue sleuthing. You guys are going to be looking this guy up all night.
And there's going to be nothing new.
I know, but we're going to
I'll
look
follow.
anyways.
Do it anyway.
Yep.
Get those Google alerts in.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
All right, I'll see you Roberters and Berts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And be checking the community post for the link. All right, bye guys. Bye Shell. Bye Dr. Melmo. Bye Sanner. Bye Angie. Whoever else I missed. All right. Here we go. Let me find my outro. This is all new right here. You know how it is. Dance it out.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You're mad at me for not giving you comfort.